Aisha used to believe she was lucky. Not the loud kind of lucky people post online with filters and captions, but the quiet kind. The kind where you sit at night, smile to yourself, and whisper, "At least I have someone." That someone was Danjuma. If you saw them from the outside, you might even envy her. He was tall, confident, the kind of man that entered a room like he owned it, even when he didn't own anything, not even peace. Aisha, on the other hand, owned everything that mattered: kindness, patience, and unfortunately, hope. Too much hope. From the very beginning, the signs were there. But love has a funny way of wearing blindfolds and calling it trust. Danjuma didn't work much. Actually, let's be honest, he didn't work at all. But he always had plans. Big ones. "Soon, everything will change," he would say, lying comfortably on the bed while Aisha rushed to prepare for work. Aisha believed him, not because the plans made sense, but because he said it with confidence. And in Aisha's world, confidence was dangerously convincing. Every morning followed the same routine. Aisha would wake up early, cook, clean, get ready for work, while Danjuma stretched like a king who had just returned from war, even though the only battle he fought was deciding whether to sleep more. Then came his favorite question: "Where's my money?" Not "good morning," not "how are you," just "where's my money?" And Aisha, like clockwork, would find a way. She worked long hours, took extra shifts, saved every naira carefully, only to hand it over to a man who spent it like it grew back overnight. Her friends didn't understand. Raki and Kioma had tried everything: advice, anger, even gentle begging. "Aisha, this is not love," Raki would say. "He will change." Aisha would reply, almost too quickly. Kioma once laughed out of frustration, not humor. "Change? To what? A better criminal?" Aisha didn't laugh. She just smiled, that small, tired smile, and said, "You don't understand him like I do." And maybe they didn't, but they understood pain. And they could see it sitting on her face every day like an uninvited guest. Danjuma didn't hide anything. That was the shocking part. Most men would at least pretend. Not him. He would collect money from Aisha and casually mention, "Zainab will like this." Zainab, the friend, the someone he spent Aisha's money on. If heartbreak had a sound, it would be the silence Aisha gave in those moments. She never shouted, never fought. She just adjusted, because in her mind, love meant endurance, and endurance meant silence. Then came the beatings. The first time, Aisha cried for hours. The second time, she cried less. By the third time, she had started explaining it to herself. "He's just stressed. He didn't mean it. He loves me." Love, in Aisha's world, had slowly transformed into something unrecognizable, something painful, something quiet, something dangerous. And then, she got pregnant. For the first time in a long time, Aisha felt something new. Hope, but this time, it wasn't about Danjuma. It was about the baby. She smiled more, walked softer, held her stomach like it was the most precious thing in the world. Maybe, just maybe, this would change everything. Maybe Danjuma would finally become the man she believed he could be. Maybe love would finally look like love. But Danjuma didn't change. He didn't soften. He didn't care. If anything, he became worse. One night, everything broke. He came home angry about nothing, about everything. The food wasn't right. The house wasn't quiet enough. Life wasn't bending to his will. And Aisha was there. That was enough. The argument started small. It always did. Then it grew. It always did. And then he hit her. Again. But this time, she wasn't just Aisha. She was carrying something. Someone. And when she fell, clutching her stomach, something inside her shifted, not just physically, but deeply, painfully real. The hospital smelled like silence and bad news. Aisha didn't need the doctor to say it. She already knew. But hearing it still felt like the world had collapsed on her chest. "I'm sorry. You lost the baby." Lost. Such a small word for such a massive pain. That night, Aisha didn't cry the way she used to. No screaming, no begging, just quiet. The kind of quiet that comes when something inside you finally breaks, but in breaking, becomes clear. For the first time, she didn't say, "He will change." For the first time, she didn't defend him. For the first time, she saw him, not as potential, not as hope, but as truth. And the truth was simple. He would never change. The next morning, Aisha did something she had never done before. She chose herself. No announcement, no drama. She packed her things quietly, left a note, and walked away. Danjuma didn't take it seriously at first. He laughed. She will come back. But she didn't. Days turned to weeks. Money stopped coming. Comfort disappeared. Zainab disappeared too. Turns out, love is not so strong when money is not involved. Life hit Danjuma fast. And for the first time, he felt what Aisha had felt all along. Loss. When he finally found her, he looked different. Smaller. Broken. Aisha, I've changed, he said. Of course he had. Life had forced him to. But Aisha just looked at him calmly. No anger. No love. Just peace. And she said the one thing she never thought she'd say. I believe you. Danjuma's face lit up. Then she continued, but I'm not coming back. And just like that, the woman who once said anything for my husband finally said everything for myself.